Hi, thanks for spending some time with me again today. Today we're looking at page 176 in my edition of the Arban book, which is called Major Arpeggios. This is number 52. Now we talked about major arpeggios in a previous episode, and I gave you a lot of ideas about things you could do to practice it and make it more interesting, which is hopefully fun and will be helpful for you in the development of your playing. Today's exercise is a little bit different. And so what I'm hoping to do here is show you that you're going to go to a different level of difficulty, and what it is dealing with a rhythmic complexity at the same time as you're covering a fair amount of range. So I'm going to go ahead and play these, and I'm just going to play the shape as I talked about before. So that's a nice, long, steady blow. Great. As I do that, I'm trying to do a specific rhythmic context and articulate. So now I've put a lot of layers of difficulty together. And I'm going to try and do that correctly. I haven't played these for a long time, but it is what it is. I think it's a great exercise. Well, that was a little bit rough. So as I'm practicing, I'm going to slow that down and make sure that I have the path, the connected path, and the shape. So it's a little bit rough and it's not getting that much better. So as I do this, I need to back it up and slow it down even a little bit more. I might do a little mouthpiece buzzing. Now I have connected sound. And this is really interesting because if I can do that while I'm articulating, then it's going to feel pretty easy. I know that from experience. Let me try it again on the trumpet. I'll give you a little hint. Most players, in my experience, from observing many hundreds of students over the years, are going to try and play each of those notes. And what I'm recommending to you to do when you're playing a faster passage like this is play one continuous note. Now you do need to be on the right pitch at the right time. And where's the difficulty? Well, usually on the bigger intervals, and the larger interval changes, especially when they happen rapidly, and especially on the downward intervals for most players. So when I just buzzed it, I was trying to smooth out the transition, especially to the lower intervals. Now I'm tonguing and everything is getting blocked up. So I'm going to go back to a slur. And now I'm making a little bit of progress. Now for me, I back it up, then I go forward. push the comfort zone, and then come back in the comfort zone, make it easier, so on and so forth. You get the idea. So this is pretty straightforward stuff, but this exercise, I wanted to make sure I did a video on this because I highly recommend this exercise for you to do. Now, doing it the way it's written has many challenges together. As I mentioned before, you're changing a lot of range, you're changing speed, you're doing it rather rapidly, and you're trying to maintain the integrity of the rhythmic structure as well at the same time. So let me play another one. And let me see if I can play the shape first. Okay, so I see my problem area is when it changes direction. So there's a couple little turnarounds, changes in direction in there. So that's interesting. All I'm trying to do is smooth that out. Now, if you know how to work systematically and you have the patience to do this, this can be a great exercise to practice. But in order to make anything that's complex like this possible to learn and play at a very high level, you have to have quality, what I call quality ingredients. So I mentioned in the last episode, for me, an even resonance throughout the range is an absolute necessity in terms of a quality ingredient. So if I'm doing something like this, and I'm getting a tight, pinched, maybe a smaller sound, less freedom and vibration on the top, then I know that I don't have my fundamental ingredient there. So if that's what's giving you a problem with this exercise, the exercise is too difficult. You need to go to easier forms and let your body get comfortable and enjoy the simpler things first. That's the secret to great practice. Get some enjoyment and pleasure from doing this, the simple things really, really well. It took me a long time to learn this. But I'll just share that with you now in the hope that it'll save you a great deal of time and hopefully frustration as you work. Let's see. Oh yeah, then you're covering a fair amount of range, as I said. So you got 2 octave slurs in many of these particular exercises. And if you can't play over the two octaves comfortably, then there's really no point in doing the exercise. Oh, there is a point. And so I'll just leave you with this, since I think you get the general idea. And it's very similar to the other arpeggio exercises that we were practicing. If you just practice the rhythm by itself to make sure that the quality of that is good, then that's something that you can take some satisfaction in and build on. So let's see how we can make it simpler. Oh, I'll just say the rhythm. That's simple. So I'll go da 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 dee da 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 da. Now the trick here, and this is the way you practice it, da 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 dee da 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 da. See, now you're in a groove. That's one bar, and then you change to a different groove. Da 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 da, and then to a different groove. Da 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 da, and then to a different one. Da 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 da. And you see how it gets faster and more complicated, and more difficult in terms of maintaining the balance of the flow going through the line. So I think this is a masterfully designed exercise. You can think of it as a test to see, how polished your skills are. Or you can think of it as an aspiration, something that you're trying to build up to be able to do. But whatever way you do it, work on the quality of each of the ingredients and then link them with other ingredients. Now, I might try and sing this, although I don't have a very large range, and a lot of it would be way out of my range. But portions that I could sing, I would sing. because the voice is a good reference for this continuous sound production and also for pronunciation. And then I would probably work on the mouthpiece a little bit. I'd probably just work with the airstream and the fingers. So now I'm thinking the rhythm. I'm very clearly audializing the rhythm and doing the fingers with it. That's a very, and the pitches I'm thinking of too. I'm hearing those in my mind. Now when you practice that way and you get it right in your head with no stumbling, then you're ready to put the trumpet back on your face and try it in context. So I see I've lost my light, which is a distraction to me, but may or may not bother you. I think I should leave more work for another day. But I hope you're having a good day where you are. And then you get a chance to put some of these things into practice. This isn't earth-shaking news. It's just something that most people don't do. So go to it and enjoy the process. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.